Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Coloniano D, and welcome back to my Generation X olfactory experience. And as you can see, today I'll be reviewing / comparing two of Raja Parfum's releases. The OG, Oceania, and the newest release, Parfum, here in 2025. They're both woody aromatics. And here is the original, the OG, Oceania, released back in 2019. And we have the latest iteration of Oceania, which is, nice, a Parfum version in the Isola collection. Nice. All right. Perfect. This is a new release and reformulated with the original still available. They haven't pulled the EDP from the market. I guess they'll still give you options between EDP and Parfum. This will be a comparison review of the new iteration of Oceania. Oceania was reimagined as part of the Isola collection, which originated back in 2023 with Isola Blue as the first release. Oligarch, the fragrance, was rebranded as Isola Blue subsequently after political fallout. Isola Sol followed, then Isola Verde, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, which I have and will review, and now Oceania. And so Raja is the perfumer for the new release. Isola Verde introduces a new perfumer, Antoine Cotton, as Raja steps back a bit from what I gather. So that I'll mention when I do the review of Isola Verde. Now, the original, which is from the Selfridges collection, is where the original came from. So let's go over the notes of the OG. Lavender at the top, grapefruit, lemon, lime, bergamot, mandarin, rosemary, thyme, and Litsea. Heart, we have violet, jasmine, geranium, ylang ylang. Base, we have iris, musk, cedar, moss, juniper berry, vetiver, sandalwood, benzoin, galbanum, olibanum, and vanilla. Okay, so those are the notes from the OG of Oceania. The Parfum, top, we have lemon, bergamot, grapefruit, lime, mandarin, Litsea, rosemary, thyme, lavandin. Juniper berry, heart, we have geranium, jasmine, ylang ylang, violet. Base, we have galbanum, moss, vetiver, cedarwood, sandalwood, benzoin, vanilla, orris sucidre, labdanum, and musk. Quite the notes list, as always, in a Raja creation. All right, so let's give a spritz of the new release. Oh, nice. Oh, wow. That blast of bright, really, really bright citrus at the top. Beautiful. Really nice. So let's give a quick spritz on the other arm. Now, these are both my scent of the day. I'm about 2 or 3 hours in, but I just wanted to get a little quick refresher spritz. Really, really nice. Wow. Both are fantastic. All right, shall we? Right at the top with the OG, the citruses are very prominent. The grapefruit, the lemon, and the bergamot. The Parfum is a bit brighter with the citruses. Only thing is the juniper berry is at the forefront. That's the difference. Adding almost a little bitterness. So at the top, they're both bright, citrusy. The Parfum, the newest release, has a little bit of bitterness to it. And also a little bit of that sandalwood is at the top. Usually that sandalwood starts to hit at the mid at the bottom. This one comes right to the top. It's a creamy sandalwood, really nice. So the Parfum, which is our focus right now, has more lavender. Yep, more lavender. And it's a little bit more bitter. Could also be the galbanum. Really nice. As to where the OG has the citrus and a little bit more floral, maybe that violet. Really nice. I get the woods. It's more of a woody citrus opening on the OG. It's really nice. You do have the floral component. The Oceania, the Parfum, has that bitterness and that galbanum at the top. Really nice. The juniper berry, definitely different. So as far as redundancy is concerned, these fragrances are not redundant. Okay, they're not rehashing in a new. When they say the note breakdown is different, it's more the concentration. And to me, the Parfum, the newest release, at the opening is more masculine. The iris is present in both. There is a difference at the opening, and it's clear, that's for sure. They both share the same DNA. They're not two different fragrances with the same name. The original seems a bit more violet heavy, a little bit more powdery too, sweeter, really nice. The Parfum version, the Parfum, I'm getting more of that sandalwood. So even though they both have the woods and the citruses, that sandalwood is boosted up a little bit. So I can see where, you know, they notched up the concentration because they really do both have the same DNA. Now, let's fast forward 2 or 3 hours in. That's where I'm at. It's my scent of the day. They're both sprayed on each arm for comparison. So, Now, I've also worn these on different days. This is not a first impression. This is the impression I'm getting when I apply these while recording. All right, so the original is more woody and slightly floral, whereas the Parfum is more a creamy sandalwood and musk, not as floral, so it's a little bit more musky. You have the bitterness from the juniper berry, the citrus is at the top, the juniper berry, the sandalwood, you get some of those musks. The florals are there, the floral components there, but not as pronounced as Oceania, the OG. I'm thinking the Parfum was added to the Isola collection to balance out the gender-leaning releases. Isola Blue and Oceania from the Isola collection are more masculine, whereas Isola Soul and Isola Verde, which I mentioned I will be eventually reviewing, is more on the feminine side. So they're both, you know, all four unisex, 2 are leaning feminine, 2 are leaning masculine. That's the way I see it. Now, as we head towards the duration of the wearing, the Parfum performs better, rightfully so. The concentration is greater. Really, really nice. Now, the original, I can see them vaulting. I could see them vaulting the original, that's for sure. The Parfum performance is much better, more green. It's brighter from the vetiver. The moss is notched up slightly. The sandalwood, it's a bit sweeter to balance it out. Now, these are not very complex fragrances. They're woody, aromatic fragrances. They have citrus and floral components. So they both share the same DNA. as far as how these fragrances develop, they're a little bit more on the linear side. They've always been, even the OGs, a little bit more on the linear side. What you get at the top is what you're really getting at the base. But they're fantastic fragrances. They're great for the summer. Could be worn all around because you have the woods and the bitterness and the vetiver and the earthiness and the brightness. It's really, really nice. Now, in closing of this review, I prefer the Parfum. The Parfum is much better performing. It's a much better smelling fragrance. I'm still getting that slight bitterness in the sandalwood, and there's a little bit of vanilla at the bottom to kind of, you know, balance it out, to close it out. They're great casual scents. It's not redundant, so if you have one or the other, they're two different scents. You can keep one, keep the other. Me personally, I prefer OCEANIA, the Parfum, the newest release. They're great casual scents. Parfum performs great in humid weather. It's warm here now. It's in the 80s here in the South, and it smells really nice. It's almost like the way jasmine, okay, jasmine in the humidity or at nighttime. That's what I'm getting out of this OCEANIA. It's really, really nice. Really nice. And I think it's that juniper berry and that jasmine that come to the forefront in the OCEANIA Parfum. Really nice. So this would really be a good evening scent also. Just the way it comes off in the body in the warmer weather. Really nice, really nice. You know, this can be worn in the fall. Projection and sillage both really nice, really good. Longevity on the OCEANIA is 6 to 8 hours, as to where OCEANIA Parfum is 8 to 10 hours. I'm a heavy sprayer, and yes, spraying heavy makes a difference. That's my opinion. And they both lean on the masculine side. So once again, me personally, I prefer OCEANIA Parfum, the newest release, over OCEANIA EDP back in 2019. It's a better fragrance, higher concentration, performs better, smells better. Get your nose on it. So to recap this, OCEANIA, you have the bright citruses at the top, you have some of the bitternesses from the juniper berry, the creamy sandalwood, really, really nice. You have the vetiver, just really nice, and the jasmine, and it's just really, really nice. As to where the OCEANIA, the OG, the EDP, it's more citrus, some florals, and woody, and is just not as robust as OCEANIA Parfum. So that's it. That's my review. Have you tried this? It's a newest release, and it's just been released about a week and a half now. Let me know if you got your nose on it, or if you have it. Let me know your thoughts. And once again, thank you for watching, and thank you for listening. And I will absolutely see you next time. Thanks.